Hi, my Lion Cub friends. It's Miss Homan from room 9. I am going to be doing another Wonders lesson. And if you remember last week when we were talking about our Wonders lesson, we talked about the big question for this unit was, how can people make a difference? And we talked about different ways that we can make a difference. And then our specific essential question for last week was, what do good citizens do? And you can see right here, my chart is still back there. And we talked about what good citizens do in the story about Grace for President and a difficult decision. And so we're going to build on that. And this week's essential question is, how do people get along? Can you say it with me? How do people get along? And there's lots of people you have to get along with in this world, in our classroom, in your family, just out at the park or at the store. You just have to get along. And so we're going to read a story today about some friends that need to figure out how to get along together. But before we do that, we're going to look at the video for this week, and then we're going to make a small chart that I will make into a big chart for our next lesson. So let's take a look at this week's video. It says, how do people get along? Looking at this picture, how are they getting along? That's something you want to think about.
Cooperation works. How do people get along? Listening and talking helps people get along. This family is setting up their campsite. Things are going smoothly because they are listening to each other and cooperating. These friends are mixing batter for a cake. They are listening and talking to each other. Cooperation can be fun. This family is working together to jar tomatoes. It's a big job, but cooperation makes the work go faster.
So, what do you think? I want you to think of different ideas. And when you think you have an idea for how do people get along, go ahead and put your finger on your nose and let me know when you're ready. Oh, I see some of you. Some of you are ready. Just let me get the camera working. Let's try again. We're going to stop the share and then we're going to try again. Alrighty, so we are going to, in here, how do people get along? This thought bubble chart is not something that you have to make with me. If you want to, you can. Let's think about what we just learned in the video. How are those families getting along? Excellent. They were listening. I hear that idea also. They were talking to each other. What about the family that was making tomatoes? Oh, working together. Okay, we have 3 more ideas. Anybody else have an idea? I have one I want to add. They were respectful. They were treating each other how they wanted to be treated. What else? Okay. Something else you could do, like those kids, they play together. Ooh, I like that word, that last word I just heard. They're kind. So that's just an idea. And like I said, I'll turn this into a big chart for our second lesson. But this is just some really quick ideas that we can come up with how do people get along. Now, we're going to look at our vocabulary and get ready for our story. So here is our vocabulary for this week. Amused, cooperate, describe, entertain, imagination, interact, patient, and peaceful. So let's start with amused. The kids told jokes and amused each other. What does that mean? They made each other smile or laugh. What's something that might amuse you? Ooh, little brothers and sisters, yes. Ooh, puppies. Puppies are very amusing. Jake is very amusing. Cooperate. Runners must cooperate to win a relay race. What do you think? You work together. Excellent, excellent thought. You work together. Describe. I would describe my cat as small and fluffy. What kind of words are describing words? Adjectives. Yes, adjectives are words we use to describe. You tell what it's like, what you see, what you hear, what it sounds like, what it might smell like or taste like. Those are our adjectives. The funny clown entertained me. Ooh, what is entertained? I feel like it's very similar to amused. It pleased you or it interested you. Movies are entertaining. Imagination. Ryan used his imagination to pretend he was in space. Ooh, what's your imagination? When you make up ideas or form pictures in your head, what do you imagine that it would look like? Interact. Mia likes to chat and interact with her friends at lunch. You talk and you work with them. So at lunch, they're probably not working together, but they're talking to each other. The boy was patient and waited for his friend. He was able to wait for a long time for his friend. It's kind of like waiting your turn. Peaceful. It was peaceful in the quiet library. I feel like this is a clue. This word quiet tells me what peaceful might mean. It's calm and quiet. So it's more than just quiet. It's calm and quiet. So now we are going to look at our story. And our story is called Soccer Friends. And when you hear one of our vocabulary words, I want you to give me a silent cheer. So like, yeah, whenever you hear a vocabulary word. So, soccer friends. How do people get along? Read about a girl who had a problem on the soccer field. Now, when you have a problem, you might need to figure out how to cooperate, how to work together. So, Kelly couldn't wait until soccer season began. She could not be patient because she just loved racing to get the ball. She would use her imagination to picture the ball, and then she would fly toward it. Kelly practiced at home during the calm, peaceful mornings. At the first team practice, Kelly greeted her friends. She liked to chat and interact with them. Then she saw a new girl. That's Selena. She's a really fast runner, reported Kelly's friend Tara. At first, Kelly held her tongue and said nothing. She was worried. She had always been the fastest runner on the team. Then she said, I can beat her. When practice started, Coach Troy had everyone line up for races. Kelly was nervous and had butterflies in her stomach. Wonder why do you think she was nervous? Does anyone have an idea? Oh, races make you nervous too. I can see that. On your mark, get set, go! The coach shouted. Kelly ran as fast as she could, but she noticed Selena getting ahead of her. Kelly tried her best, but couldn't match Selena. Later, Kelly watched as Selena entertained some girls by bouncing the ball on her head. The girls laughed, but Kelly was not amused. That night, Mom could tell Kelly was upset. Can you describe what's wrong? She asked. A new girl named Selena beat me at the races. It stinks to be beaten, said Kelly. I know that's disappointing for you, Mom said, but it also sounds like good news for your team. Kelly thought about her mom's words. She cared about the team, but she liked being the fastest. At the next practice, the team played a game. Kelly and Selena were on the same team, and Selena was the goalie. She quickly blocked a goal. Then Kelly got the ball and thumped it hard toward the net. She scored the winning goal. After practice, Selena said to Kelly, You were really great today. Thanks. So were you. I think our team can be great if we cooperate and work together, said Kelly. I think you're right about that, said Selena. I'd love to keep playing, Kelly said. Want to come over to my house and practice? Sounds like Kelly figured out a way to cooperate with Selena. Now, we are going to need a piece of paper. You're actually going to need two pieces of paper. One, you're going to make a chart with me. And two, you're going to write a paragraph using the chart. So we're going to take the ideas that we write in our chart, and then you guys are going to create a paragraph, and that's what you're going to send to your teacher. So you're going to need two pieces of paper and something to write with. But for this activity that we're going to do right now, you need one piece of paper. Go ahead and pause the video. I will be here waiting for you. I'll get the camera working. Go ahead and grab that. Don't forget, friends, you can always pause the video, rewind, go back if you need to. If you need a break, just hit pause. Go take a break and come back. So I will get the camera up and working, and when you are ready, you come right on back with your paper and your pencil. All right, once you're back with your paper, you're going to take it, you're going to fold it in half. So fold it long ways, fold it in half, and then fold it in half again. So you have 4 sections. Then you're going to fold it flat. And what we're going to do is we are going to summarize the story. Now, when you summarize a story, you take the key events and key details and you tell the other person what that might be. So, for example, you're probably not going to tell me that Selena had a headband on and was wearing her hair in a ponytail. We want to look for the big ideas in our story And those are the ones that we're going to share to make our summary. So we want to pick the beginning, 2 things from the middle, and the end. So let's think back to the beginning of our story and our character and what was happening. So right here, we're going to write in the beginning, and that's going to be a really great way to maybe start your paragraph. Then we're going to write next, or after that, or whatever transition word you want to use. So in the beginning, next, then, and then I'm going to use the word finally. You could write lots of different words you could use in the end, or last, or at the end of our story. And we're just going to use those words. I'm going to go ahead and put that right there to hold that down. We're going to use these words, but we're not going to create our sentences here. We're just going to think of an idea. So in the beginning, what was her name? Excellent. Good. That was what I thought too. Kelly, that's our main character, was, what's a good describing word? Excited about soccer season. And then this is a great place if you wanted to add a sentence about why she was excited about soccer season. I'm going to write fast runner. Now, is fast runner a complete sentence? No, who's a fast runner? Jake's a fast runner? Who are we talking about? So you would have to add to that sentence. And if you remember, we do not start sentences with because. So you would have to add to fast runner to make it into a sentence if you wanted to do that. So at the beginning, Kelly was very excited about the soccer season. What happened next? Good idea. She did chat with her friends. She interacted with her friends. But is that a key detail? Because I feel like there's someone new that came into the story that we need to think about. Great idea. Yes. Next, Selena was a new girl on the soccer team. So that's important to know because we need to know about Selena. Excuse me. What happened after that? Just shout out your ideas for me. Okay, there was a race. Yes, she was bouncing the ball on her head. Yes, she was upset. So do we think that those ideas are things that we can put together into one sentence? We can use that joining word because to tell me what happened and then why did that happen? Because, so I heard someone say that she was upset. So, but which she? Kelly was upset. And this is a great time that you could use because Kelly was upset. Selena won the race. So that's 2 different thoughts. And so we want to put those into one thought. And so you have to think about those words that you want to add to your sentences. And then what happened finally? what happened? Remember what we're talking about this week. How do people get along? So at this point in our story, Kelly is not really a fan of Selena. So what happened finally? They played together and won the game. Now there is one more detail that you could add after this, that is because of this, they played together and won the game. What happened at the end? So in the beginning, next, then, finally. And then, like I said, I want you to turn this into a paragraph. So this is not the picture that you're taking and sending it to me or your teacher. You're taking a picture of the paragraph. So I want you to think about what a paragraph looks like, because this is not what a paragraph looks like. A paragraph is in lines. It's all together. If a sentence ends in the middle, don't forget it can keep going. I was trying to see if I had a book in here, and I don't. So if a sentence were to end in the middle of the line, you're not going to go down here with your next sentence. You're going to keep writing. So I want you to, this is a really great time to take a break, maybe get some energy out, get some water, and then go ahead and write your paragraph. And that paragraph is what you're going to go ahead and give to your teacher. Also, pause the video if you want to get any of these details off of my chart. So let's review what we talked about today. We talked about how people work together and get along. And one of our vocabulary words that focuses on that is cooperation. And that's something that we talk about a lot at our school. So we talked about the girls in this story and how they weren't getting along, and then how they worked together to figure it out and get along. So I want you to summarize, take the key details and events from your story and summarize into a short paragraph, about 5 sentences, what happened in the story. Beginning, middle, ending. And you want the key details, not just every detail, because we want one paragraph summary. So I am thrilled that you joined me today, and I cannot wait to see the paragraphs that you guys write and send into your teacher. Last week, you guys did a really great job. And so this week, we're just going to take it to the next level of writing that paragraph of summary. Now, you can use point of view from last week in your paragraph this week about summary. So go ahead, take your break, rewind the video if you need to. This story I will be assigning onto your Wonders app if you are using that. If not, let your teacher know that you would like the story. I will see you soon. Bye, guys.